I mean, we can only thank God that we have both you and mom. The doctors had said it might be tough to save mom.
Yeah.
So when you look at mom today, what goes through your mind?
I see a fighter, because mom is a fighter. She is a strategy maker. When she sees a problem, she already has found out how to fix it.
Right.
She's a very, 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 very wonderful woman.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And both of you have had to fight through it.
Yes.
Because you're also a fighter, man. You fought from back in, even before you were born.
Yes.
So I'm actually looking at a miracle.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. I mean, thank you. Thank you for sharing that story, man. I mean, there's a lot you're already saying. I mean, you're in a chopper because you asked for it.
Yes.
But you're here because you've been a fighter.
Yes.
Fighter before birth.
Yes.
And even fighter after birth.
Yes.
And I suspect fighter all the way.
Yes.
Yeah? So you go to mom and say, I wanna write a book about wisdom. That's what you said.
Yeah.
What inspired wisdom in particular?
I had seen wisdom all my life. I had grown up. When Dr. Maddock came to Kenya,
Right.
he told me, take care of your sister, and I cherished those words because when he went back to America, I only see him now through like Facebook and stuff.
Right.
So one day I'm gonna see him.
Right.
Yes.
And maybe before even you say him, today if he was to watch this show, and I suspect it's a possibility he may just watch it, looking at that camera, what would you want to say to Dr. Maddock?
Thank you, sir, for mentoring Dad. Because if you never mentored Dad, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be an author, speaker, and a mentor. So I just really thank you.
Hoping to meet him someday?
Yes.
Hopefully soon?
Yes.
Hopefully soon, right?
Yes.
Maybe he might even give you a chance to speak in his church.
Yes.
Who knows, man?
Yes.
He might just want to do that. In any case, you're already a speaker, aren't you?
Yes.
Fantastic. I want to just go to a bit of the detail about this book, and we're not going to read it, but then you talk about 7 principles, 7 qualities actually of a wise boy. And I just want you to just touch on each of it just briefly without going into too much detail of it. And I think the first one you say, a wise boy is thankful.
I wrote that one because I remember when someone gave me a gift, I said thank you for the gift, and they gave me more. So I say in the book, thankfulness is an open door to more.
Right.
Because when you're grateful, it pushes God, it pushes people to give you more than expected. Yes.
So it's about the attitude of gratitude.
Yes.
And you express it.
Yes.
So you just said thank you, stuff happens.
Yes. Thank you is a magic word.
It's a magic word.
Yes.
And you just called it also a door opener.
Yes.
It has opened doors for you.
Yes.
But you know, I almost want to stay there a bit because sometimes I see people feeling very entitled.
Yes.
It's like someone owes them something.
Yes. Most times people forget to say thank you because they feel, I deserve this, I earned this on my own. But if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for people giving their time, their money into you, investing into you, do you know your people have invested into you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
People have invested so much time into you, and the least you can do is say thank you and bring them a gift.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And you say such a powerful thing. I mean, thank you is such a profound word, but I think it becomes a very rare word at the same time.
Yes.
What must we do to nurture just that attitude of gratitude?
Remember that before God came to you, you were nothing. You were broken. Remember that moment of brokenness you had before God came into your life. And that will always push you to say, thank you, Lord.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
And even children to their parents, parents to other people.
Yes.
Can you imagine if we were a thankful society and community? What a world would this be?
We would be far. We would be far.
We would be very far.
Yes.
Just because we're not thankful, sometimes it holds us back.
Yes. And those minor things is what the devil uses to remove it from our blessing. Because even if they don't give you anything, you're getting a spiritual reward. Because you're following a spiritual law.
Right.
The law of gratitude.
Right.
If you're grateful to someone, to someone, at least say thank you.
Right.
Give them a gift. Do something special.
Right.
And something special doesn't mean you buy them a new phone.
Right.
Something that speaks to them.
Right.
Yes.
Tell me more about that, then.
Some things you're not taught.
Right.
It's caught.
Right.
So when you are thinking of a gift to give your mentor,
Right.
think what makes him happy,
Right.
what fulfills him.
Right.
If it's God,
Right.
give him a book about God.
Right.
If it's let's say shoes, give him shoes.
Right.
Give him something he loves.
Right.
Give him something he enjoys.
Right.
Yes.
You know, you just said something very profound there. You said some things are not taught, they are caught.
Yes.
Again, remind me, how old are you?
12.
So Boss, man, I'm glad we connected.
Yes.
Tell me the difference between taught and caught.
Taught is the way children are taught A, B, C, D.
Right.
But caught is something, it's like the way I caught wisdom from my dad.
Right.
The way I caught I wanted to write a book.
Right.
That just those things, when you're in an atmosphere, they click.
Right.
Yes.
So you've got to be in the atmosphere.
Yes.
You've got to be in the atmosphere.
And it depends what atmosphere. If it's the atmosphere of the devil, it
Right.
will click.
You'll still catch something.
Yes.
Right.
If it's the atmosphere of God, it will click.
Right.
Yes.
So watch the atmosphere you're in.
Yes.
That must be the lesson there.
Yes.
Check out your environment.
Yes.
Let's go to number 2, man. A wise boy reads the Bible and prays.
Oh, that's important.
Right.
If you can't read your Bible, at least listen to someone speaking about it. Because sometimes it's tough to get time. But when you're on the road, listen to, let's say, Kenneth Copeland.
Right.
Listen to Billy Bach.
Right.
Listen to Kenneth Hagin.
Right.
And also pray. Praying, it can take 10 minutes.
Right.
Praying is something that's very simple but very important.
Right.
It's good for your own spiritual growth.
Right.
Because if you stop growing, you're falling.
Right.
Yes.
So how important is prayer to Boaz?
Prayer is like the Garden of Eden. Your connection point with God. Prayer is when God and Adam and Eve came together to fellowship.
Right.
Yes. So prayer is fellowship with God.
But let's face it, Boaz, man. You have homework to do. You have school to prepare for in the morning. You have you need to go and play with other children. When does Boaz pray?
In the morning, before I wake up, even if it's a 5-minute prayer,
Right.
it's still prayer.
Right.
It's still prayer. Even if it's a 10 to 5-minute prayer,
Right.
it's still prayer.
So when you wake up, you take some time to pray
Yes.
before you start your day.
Yes. Because if you pray after your day, it's not going to help you. Because if you pray before your day, you're changing things that were going to happen in your day. You're forming your day.
Right.
So when you pray in the morning, you're forming your day. It's the way you confess into your day. My day is going to be fruitful. My day is going to be successful. My day is going to be good.
Right.
Yes.
Who taught you how to pray, Boaz?
Something that I caught because I saw Dad praying all the time. So I caught it because sometimes you don't need to be taught. You just have to get it for yourself.
So prayer for you was caught, not taught.
Yes.
You just saw Dad do it.
And the things that are caught are more powerful than those that are taught.
Say that one more time, man.
The things that are caught are more powerful than that which is taught because you're getting it for yourself. If it's taught, someone is bringing it to you, but when you catch it, you're getting it for yourself.
Wow.
Yes.
Folks, I hope you're listening to this stuff, man. I hope you're what is caught is stronger than what is taught. I just want to ask parents out there, man, what atmosphere are you creating? What environment are you creating? What are you providing to be caught? What are you modeling? And as the older folks, man, we must be conscious. What are we molding? What are we creating out there? In that, if guys were to catch what you leave, what are they gonna catch? And as Boaz says, all the things that are caught are more powerful than the things that are taught, man. I'm gonna use that one somewhere else. I hope I have the permission to do that. I can go ahead and do that, man. I'll probably just pick two more. And you say this: a wise boy listens and heeds to instructions.
That one is very important, because listening is one thing, but heeding is another.
Oh, there's a difference.
Yes.
What's the difference, man?
Listening is like you can listen it through here and it comes out through this ear.
Right.
But heeding is keeping it in your heart.
Right.
When kings were being selected, they wrote the Bible in pen and then put it near the heart.
Right.
That's heeding. That's keeping it. Because when you heed, it's like you're planting. You put it in soil and cover it, water it every day. That's heeding.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So living by it.
Yes.
And by the who taught the kings? Who taught you the kings used to put it next to their heart, man?
I heard it from listening, because sometimes you don't get time to read. Yes, you're busy, but you can listen. Yes.
Wow. A wise boy shares.
Yeah. Oh, that one is very important, because sharing, as I said before, when you give out to someone, you're just creating an atmosphere for your blessing. But when you are stingy, you're stealing from yourself.
Right.
And who would be really dumb enough to steal from themselves?
Because it's really dumb, isn't it?
Yes. When you refuse to give, you're stealing from yourself. And people don't notice that. They don't want to hear that, because the truth, yes, it sets you free, but it also hurts.
Right.
It sets you free and pierces through your heart.
Right.
Same as the word of God.
Right.
Yes.
And there's one that I think is important for the nation to listen to. And you say, a wise boy is kind. And especially at a time like this, as we're going through even to preparing for elections, I think this is important for people to listen to. Tell us about it.
Kindness is very important, because you can mess someone up by being mean to them, and you don't know what they're going through. Yes, it's okay to joke around with them, and just those jokes you have with people, but there's a barrier you can't pass. Like there's a barrier where you call it, that's being mean, and when you're being mean, it's not right, because what you do to others always comes back to you. Right. What a man soweth, a man reaps. Right. Yes.
So we might as well sow kindness.
Yes.
At what point are you able to tell this is now crossing the line?
When it gets personal with someone, when you're just mean to someone, when it gets personal, like when you're injecting someone, right, it has to pass the skin. So when you get cut on the skin, it's just like jokes, right? Right. And then when it goes like in, that's personal. Right. There's some places you don't touch about people. There's some places you don't go. Right. Because you know that starts war. Right. Yes. Right. And even if you win the war, there's still a battle. Right. Yes. Right. So it's possible to win the war and lose the battle. Yes. That's what you're saying. I'm just curious, man. Boaz, how do you spend your day? Because someone your age speaking the stuff you speak, there's going to be a routine and a pattern around how you run your day. And I'm just curious, how do you run your days? So basically, I read books when you get time. Right. Yes. Read business books, read God books. Yes, when you wake up, start with hygiene, shower, all that. But then also after breakfast, read a book, listen to something. Listen to the word of God, because if you fail to get your daily bread, you're starving yourself spiritually. Right. Yes. Right. And suddenly you hung around Dad quite a bit, man. I think a lot, eh? Yeah. He's probably one of the best companies you keep. Yes. And Mom as well. Yes. So eventually Mom helps you to finish the book and it is out, and I wonder how we can get access to this book, because I think it's a very powerful book, speaking to very powerful nuggets. So behind over here there's a number.
Right.
0722 37
Yep.
422.
0722
Yes.
37 422.
Yes.
So guys can just write to that number.
Yes.
And the book will be delivered.
Yes.
You're also on Facebook?
Yes.
So
my Facebook account is Boaz.D.Maina.
Boaz Dollar.
Yes.
Dollar.
Yes.
Tell me about that name.
I was given that name by Dad.
Uh-huh.
I was supposed to be named after my grandfather, but he said no. Because even before I was born, God told Dad that son in your wife's womb
Right.
is Boaz.
Right.
Boaz.
Right.
Even before I was born, he knew my name.
Right.
Yes.
And even put dollar to it.
Yes.
What does Boaz mean, by the way?
Boaz means strength.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and it means strength.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I'm sure you look at your name every day and feel stronger.
Yes.
I'm sure it inspires something in you.
Yeah.
Tell me about what it inspires.
Well, it inspires me to be me, because sometimes you may pretend to be someone, but you can't be someone better than you can be yourself. Because when you're yourself, no one can. Let me put it this way: no one can be you better than you.
Right.
Yes.
You're the best version of yourself.
Yes.
You do the best job at being you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you're happy to be you.
Yeah.
You've done so many things, accomplished so much at 12. And I wonder, when you look ahead, what do you look forward to?
I look forward to more opportunities to speak.
Right.
And making my own music.
Right.
Starting my own business, my own YouTube channel.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I think all of them are going to do too well, man.
Yes.
So for the business, we said we are starting with beverages.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
So you're currently scouting for location.
Yes.
So if a guy out there has some good locations, they can DM you and say, man, come on over, let's do this.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you've already kicked off your speaking engagements.
Yes.
And you're doing, how is that coming?
It's coming up good.
Right.
I really enjoy speaking to others.
Right.
Because it impacts others.
Right.
Yes.
Are you a prefect in school by any chance?
No, but I'm about to be.
You're about to become one?
Yes. They said when I turn 13.
So as soon as you're turning 13, there goes the leader practicing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Boaz, man, I'm so inspired just listening to your journey.
Thank you.
Very, 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 man, you've taught us so many lessons, man.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I'm looking at the next pastor of Wisdom Sanctuary. I'm looking at the next pastor of Wisdom Sanctuary.
Yes.
There are so many children that are going to listen to this conversation. And many parents alike. And I just want to ask the question of, if you could speak to them, what does it take for the children to become the greatness that they must also become? But also, secondly, I also want you to speak to the parents. What does it take? And what do children expect of them to raise the greatness that we see in Boaz today? Maybe we can start with the children.
So, don't try being someone else. Be yourself.
Right.
Be who God meant you to be.
Right.
Because I faced that problem of being someone else, but
Right.
I figured that if I can only be me, I would be the best version of me.
Right.
Focus on being you.
Right.
And not someone else.
Right.
Yes.
And how do you discover you?
Stay in God.
Right.
God will reveal your purpose
Right.
in due time.
Right.
Yes.
Purpose. Man, you're using very heavy terms, man. And are you in the journey of discovering your purpose?
Yes.
Do you feel like you have some guidance and direction on it?
Yes.
If you were to speak a little bit into what you think your purpose is.
Speaking to children.
Right.
And like covering what they're facing, because your child might be facing something you don't know.
Right.
So, yes.
So speaking to children is part of your purpose.
Yes.
Fantastic,
Or
fantastic.
teens, yeah.
Or
Teens.
or teens.
Yes.
Where you're getting to now.
Yes.
Fantastic. If you're to speak to the parents about raising great children.
When you hear what your child wants to become, support them, even if how crazy it sounds like. Don't underestimate them. That's their passion. Let them be.
Right.
Let them become what they want to become.
Right.
Because they can't become the fullness if, yes, they may become what they need to become from God, but always have a story that I was not supported by my parents. And that's not a very good thing to say. Yes.
When you look at who you're becoming and think about the support that you've received from your sister, your dad, and your mom, what do you want to say to them?
Thank you for investing your time into me, because if you didn't invest your time, your money, your effort, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yes.
And I've seen you hanging out with great names around the country as well and around the world.
Yes.
How has that felt like?
It's felt good.
Right.
It's been really good. It's been a very fun experience.
Right.
Just getting to learn from many other speakers.
Right.
And yes.
Right.
Yes.
Fantastic stuff, man. Boaz, I'm so grateful that you came, man.
Thank you.
You're speaking a lot of wisdom, man. You speak like a guy who is way older than you truly are.
Yes.
You're ahead of your age, I must say.
Pastor Clint said that you're 12 in body, but in your spirit you're 31.
I agree with him, man. I absolutely agree with him, and thank you so much just for spending time with us, sharing of your journey, sharing of such amazing wisdom, man. Well, it's going to take some time for me to figure out that you're truly 12. And wrote a book at 9.
Yes.
I need to check what I was doing at 9. I hope another one is coming up.
Yes.
You're working on other projects?
Yes.
Fantastic, man. Thank you so much, Boaz. It's been great hanging out with you.
You too.
Just picking up stuff. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Fantastic, man. Folks, man, I don't know what you say about a 12-year-old that speaks like a 31. In fact, I agree that then he probably has a 12-year-old body, but has a mind way greater than that. But when you listen to it, it's a function of catching. It is a function of environment. It's a function of erasing. It's a function of mentorship. Man, I've had words like mentorship. I've had words like catching. I've had words like principles. I've had words like laws of gravity, laws of giving, and all of that stuff. And I also heard him say that then what is caught is stronger than what is taught. And many times we ask, what shall it take to fix our generation and our days? Well, I hope this conversation has given you enough insights around what it's going to take. We cannot be absent and hope to raise a great generation. We cannot be oblivious of the environment we create and blame it on what children catch. I think it also means to me that then if we're going to raise a great generation, then we must become that great generation, because then it is monkey see and monkey do. And I want to ask you, in your environment, what are you doing? Because again, it's going to be monkey see and monkey do, man. We dedicate this 100th show, man, and I'm excited to say this has been our 100th show on the Goldmine show, and we celebrate that amazing milestone. And what better way to celebrate it than to bring our next generation such a fine young man who is certainly set out to do amazing things. And I say one more time, when I say our future is secure, it is secure because of individuals like Boaz and my good friend Bishop J.G.Maina, and of course your sister Kelly, right? Kayla, who do such amazing stuff to raise an amazing generation. And I want to challenge you in your space. Make the world a better place. Raise the next generation strongly. Be available and be conscious of what they catch when they're around you. Follow us on the Goldmine show on Facebook, on YouTube and Instagram, and every page on TikTok and everywhere, man. Just follow us and let us know what you thought about today's show. And in the meantime, I want to remind you, keep working the greatness inside of you. I wonder what Boaz will be saying when he's 25, man. If this is what he says at 12, well, but I hope God is going to keep me long enough to watch it out, man. I'm an Nagani.
Yes.
Until next time, God bless you. Keep being the greatness that you truly are.